It's time. Overwatch 2 retail patch notes for October 29th, 2024. First up, we have the arcade updates. So this is just for the arcade Junkenstein laboratory. Aaron tweeted this out yesterday saying that apparently, hang on, I'll find the exact tweet really quick, just so I'm not misquoting. Quick update on Junkenstein's lab. The event has been incredibly popular. 2 weeks after launch, 15% of our daily players are still jumping into the mode. To help support it, we're going to be putting out a small balance patch for it tomorrow. Have fun. That is incredibly rare that a game mode like that has that kind of longevity past the first couple days, which means people are enjoying it. And I think that's a good thing because it was really good. But also, the key is it had good replayability. What's up, Unk? Watch your mouth. I am no Unk. Relax. Okay. We've been excited to see everyone playing and trying out the different mutations of Junkenstein's laboratory for the last couple of weeks. As we enter the final week of this limited time event, we're going to be making some adjustments to the different mutations each hero can receive before each round. Junkenstein's laboratory will still be playable in the arcade through November 4th, so another week or so. That's pretty cool. Ash! Damage to burning targets now earns an additional 30% ult charge, which was previously 25. Viper shots on burning damage now reduced on the cooldown of Coach Gun and Dynamite by 7%, previously 5%. In the weapon upgrade, we have increased the health of the shield from the deployable barrier projector from 600 to 300. What? From 600 to 300. I don't even know. Oh, the Winston upgrade. Oh, it was the one on Bob. Oh, the Bob upgrade. The bubble for Bob. I remember. D.Va fixed an issue where booster impact was dealing extra damage in addition to the anti-healing debuff. Oh yeah, that build was giga busted. Weapon damage increase is reduced to 75%, was 100%. Yeah, D.Va was giga busted in that mode, and which is fun, by the way. I actually had a really great time playing. I don't want to get it twisted, but like, whew. Shark and critical hits now increased attack speed by 3%, ups to 10 stacks for 10 seconds. Previously increased attack speed by 2%, up to 15 stacks for 10 seconds. Okay. Meditation, meditation. Deflect now heals for 15% of your maximum health per second, previously 10. Hot Steel. Deflect now causes the next Swift Strike to deal an additional 75% more damage based on the damage prevented, previously 50. And Blade Dance cooldown is now increased by 3 seconds, previously 5 seconds. Kiriko, so a bunch of Genji buffs for the mode. Kiriko, Clutch Save now delivering, oh my god, delivers 30% extra healing to allies below 50% health, previously 25% extra healing. Spirit Fox delivered after teleporting. Grants the nearest ally 75 overhealth for 5 seconds, previously 50 overhealth. Suzu Blitz after throwing a protection. Suzu attack speed is increased by 20% for 10 seconds, previously 5 seconds. Vindictive Vision, damaging enemies further than 12 meters away, reveals them for 5 seconds, previously 3 seconds. And Personal Revitalization, protection Suzu now heals Kiriko for an extra 100 health and grants 25% movement speed for 5 seconds, previously 80 health, and for 3 seconds. So they're just basically buffing everything, like, but not the strong stuff. So like Genji, they're just pretty much giving him buffs to everything. Kiriko's like Suzu stuff all gets buffs. D.Va got some nerfs though, and then Ash got a bunch of buffs to like her build as well. Mercy now heals all allies within 20 meters for 150% of the damage she deals while not in Valkyrie. Previously 100%. Healing for damage dealt while Valkyrie is active remains at 200% for Battle Angel. Kincaid's Staff damage boost now heals attached targets for 10% of their damage dealt to enemies, previously 7.5, so more buffs. The emergency boost, the cooldown is reduced to 7 seconds, previously 10 seconds. That was like the extra heal burst you could do on Mercy in the build. Winston Bubble, we've increased the health of the shield for the barrier projector from 600 to 300. Same, Mercy had the same thing like Bob does on Ash. While using Angelic Descent, movement speed is now increased by 20%, previously 15. Okay, Moira, secondary fire now stays locked on target for a 40% narrower angle, previously 50%. Quick Melee now restores 15% of max biotic energy, previously 10. Now reduces movement speed by 20%, previously 30% for biotic fusion upgrade. I like that they're just putting more shit in here to make it more fun for the last week. That's cool. While casting Javelin Spin, Orisa's gains free flight and 15% increased movement speed. Gain 200% overhealth while being slowed by 20%. Javelin Spin now instantly depletes 90% of max augmented fusion drivers overheat meter, previously 50% for Heat Flush. Overheat Purge, Energy Javelin now instantly depletes 50% of augmented fusion drivers overheat meter, previously 50%. Isn't that the exact same thing? Was it instantly versus not instantly, maybe? 90? You guys think it's 90? I don't know, maybe. Energy Javelin now has 20% reduced cooldown, previously 15%. Critical hits now increase attack speed by 8% for 5 seconds, previously 6%. Farah, after using jump jets and jet dash, Farah deals 20% more damage now, for only 3 seconds, which was previously 5 seconds. Shadow Step cast time now reduced by 30%, previously 35. And Zenyatta Harmony Orb now buffs targets for 20% movement speed, previously 25. And Zenyatta now gains 40% effective heal Harmony Orb on himself, previously 50%. All the ally Harmony Orb effectiveness remains the same. Again, this is all just arcade updates for the Junkenstein mode for the next week. Really cool game mode. I like that they're making changes to it. I think that's a really good sign. Maybe it gives them more perspective on what they should do for stuff in the future for cool events like that. But that's really cool. Let's get into the real juice now, though. And I see the little bastard in that left-hand corner. Starting in Season 13, for games of Open Queue Competitive, we now match players in wide groups, narrow groups, and solo players in the same matchmaking pool. This change is aimed at helping groups of any size in Open Queue from having to wait extremely long wait times to find a match. We will be removing the wide group modifier and notification UI in Open Queue Competitive in a future update. So wow, Open Queue no longer has wide queue. It's just straight up normal now. There is no wide queue and narrow queue. I guess I would assume the reason for that is because wide queues have a longer queue time in roll queue. And so Open Queue has way less players. And then if you split that between people playing in stacks and people not playing in stacks, there's probably almost nobody who's queuing that will queue into your wide group. So they probably had super long wait times. So they're just like, fuck it. It's not the main ranked game mode. It's Open Queue, real talk, is not the real ranked game mode for Overwatch. It just isn't. So this is probably to combat queue times. Good idea. Let's see. Orisa. Oh. Base health increased from 125 to 175. Base armor reduced from 350 to 300. So same health pool overall. 50 less armor. Energy Javelin damage reduced from 80 to 70. And Fortify no longer reduces fusion driver heat generation. Flats, hey Flats, hello, how are you today? I'm fantastic. How are you? I'm having a great day. The sun is shining. I mean, it really isn't, but like, you get what I mean. Orisa's nerfed, so things are great. Ramattra reverts to pierce barriers again. No longer deals critical damage to barriers. Okay, good change. Thank you for reverting it. This was just the most pointless change. Hopefully we learned a lesson, or like, yeah, let's not do stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like, let's not do that. You know, like, let's not change stuff that's been a thing for years. If it's like if we have like a general community discussion where it's like something might be healthy or unhealthy for the game, that's one thing. But like, let's not go off the rails and start doing random shit. Malga, you're up next, buddy. Wait, I made a joke earlier. I'm so sorry. Is that a buff? Wait, no, it's a buff. Oh, it's duration. Okay. Oh, I thought the cooldown went from 6 to 8. I thought it was a nerf. Oh my god, I thought it was a nerf. Ammo increased from 80 to 100, and grappling claw duration increased from 6 to 8. I actually thought I had to apologize for a second, but we're good. It's 2 buffs. I thought they put the cooldown from 6 seconds to 8 seconds, and I really genuinely was gonna feel bad for a second. All right, so 2 ball buffs, more ammo, and you can hang out in the sky a little bit longer. Not bad. I think those are fine buffs. Oh, hack now exits stealth when hacking an enemy target. Translocator, delay before entering stealth reduced from 0.5 to 0.33. Fade in time reduced from 0.3 to 0.15 seconds. Ultimate cost reduced by 10%. Wait, isn't this like a nerf? Isn't this actually like a big nerf? So they buffed the timer, right? Like it was like 6 seconds now in stealth, right? Like that went from 5 to 6 seconds with the last change. To be honest, I thought Sombra was terrible, so I didn't really play her. So like what you could do was if you were in stealth, like right at the beginning of your stealth, like you could hack somebody and then like pretty much have the cooldown come back up when you came out of stealth to hack someone again, because it wouldn't break your stealth, but now it will break your stealth. So like, not only do you not likely have a escape tool because you used your translocator to go into stealth when you go for the hack, but then you get pulled out of it too. So it's like you can't just hack and run. which I guess isn't that bad of a thing because you wouldn't want to do that most of the time anyways, but it does remove that element if you wanted to do it. The big one though is the delay. This one is like the buff, obviously. The delay before entering stealth reduced from 0.5 to 0.3, and the fade in time I think is probably the big change. I'll go into training range and take a look at it. But the big one also is the EMP charge, because like I feel like you could barely even build a EMP in a round, you know, of like control, because you do so little damage and you're contributing so little half the time. I still think this is a bad rework. Like, I know there's a lot of people that are saying like, oh, it's not that bad, but like you can't sit there and explain to me what Sombra does better than any other hero now. Like there isn't, like, other than just like stopping Doom or stopping Ball from playing the game for like a few seconds. Like, you know what I mean? I still think it's bad. I just think it's a bad change. Like if you want to get rid of permanent invis stealth, which is fine to do, and I don't think it's bad, it has to be on its own separate button. It can't be tied to her escape tool. They have to be separate. And I know all my old Overwatch people that have been around for forever just thinks back and goes, well, you mean old Sombra? Yes, that is kind of what I mean is old Sombra. Does it have to be exactly old Sombra? No, absolutely not. But you see what I mean? You can't have the escape tool and the invisibility tied together. It's just too difficult. It removes, like, what's the point? It just removes the point of the character in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? And that is somebody as someone who doesn't like playing against Sombra. Like I'm a tank player. Why the f would I want to play against Sombra? But like at the same time though, I don't want the character to be absolutely unplayable. There's no like semblance to, like, there has to be something, right? There has to be something we can do, right? Like there has to be something. Especially if we're reworking. Like for example, Malga, you can't fix Malga. Malga's stupid. Like he needs a rework. But if we're reworking characters, I think there's better versions of reworks versus, you know what I mean? Like there's things we can work towards. That's what I'm trying to say to you. There's things you can work towards and make things better instead of inherently just making it terrible. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense. Juno. Oh, well, there goes Juno. Healing reduced from 100 to 85 per health per second in orbital array. Yeah, Juno's probably gonna fall off after this. I think Juno's not gonna be as good. Actually, it's not a huge nerf, to be honest with you. It's not a huge nerf. It goes from like a turn your brain off pick, I think. The reason why Juno is still so good and so strong was around her ult. Her ult is legitimately like a win button. You win fights, you win a round like off of a single button, right? Kind of like how Kiriko ult used to be. But like her fall off range now is crazy. And also with like the small healing nerf. The healing nerf is fine, the range was the big one. You might need to give Juno back her range. I think with this, Juno might need her range back. And then it will be fine. And then I think it would be balanced. Because the ult's a little too strong. Though mostly in like the metal ranks, apparently they don't really use it that well. Unless you're in like a small corridor. Like if you ever use it in a corridor with your whole team, you feel the power. But in like high ranks, like you see Juno ult, everybody runs to it because they're like, oh shit, I literally can't die in that thing. That's a pretty small change, to be honest. I doubt it changes much. That is literally how Overwatch works. Like very small changes the entire way the game plays. That is legitimately the game. You don't need to buff soldiers' damage from 20 to 25 per pellet to make a difference. Like 20 to 21 or 20 to 22 makes a big difference. That is how Overwatch is. So that's the reality. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to like my. You can disagree with me. You can think I'm stupid. I'm just telling you my 8 years of experience, how it's been. And like 95% of the time, this is how it goes. Sometimes that 5% is wrong. And I try to own up to that 5% when it's wrong. But that is literally how it works. General bug fixes. Fix an issue with the auto requeue for quick play was not working. Bless. My drop cycle was so much worse with that button being gone. I did not realize how much I loved it. Like, that quality of life change was so good for Overwatch, genuinely. I dreaded hitting the button to queue back up multiple times in a row. But if the game does it for me, I can turn my brain off and just keep doing it. Like I don't know what it is, but there's just like the mental anguish of I'm hitting Q on Overwatch again. I'm hitting Q on Overwatch again. I'm hitting Q on Overwatch again. But like once you get like really deep in, but if the game does it for you, you kind of just go, well, I'm back in another game again. All right. you just completely skip that step. And for some reason, it's so different. I can't explain it to you. It's like a psychological thing. Fix an issue that did not allow some Overwatch League player icons to be purchased individually. HDR settings. Fixed an issue where the first purchase attempt of a gold weapon failed. Wow, that shit's still broken. Fixed an issue that caused gray Overwatch League 2 skins to be missing from the hero gallery. The previous update fixed a crash in the hero gallery. Dorado fixed an issue and the payload could be contested from unintended place on Dorado. Oh yeah, so I didn't talk about this. I didn't cover this because I didn't want anyone to figure it out. But on Dorado 2nd, you know where the bridge is, right? Like on like the second half. They lowered it so you could contest like you could on Colosseo. You could stand there on Rhine and just hold the shield and they couldn't do anything about it. But they fixed it, we're good. That shit was broken, so broken. It was so bad. So this small thing I don't see in here. I want to make a point and I want to know if I'm crazy. So I literally want like your feedback. Am I nuts or does the audio in Overwatch feel terrible these days? I don't hear shit. I can't hear Pharahs. I can't hear Junkrats. I can't hear Echoes. I can't hear Roadhogs. I can't hear shit. I legitimately think I'm getting old. I think I'm losing my marbles, you know? Because I get snuck up on by the most ridiculous shit these days. And I don't know what it is. I don't know why I can't hear anything. But I need to know if it's just me or if they something with the audio semi-recently in the last like month or two. Because I can't hear shit. All right, there you go. There's your Overwatch patch notes for 2024. Sorry, 2024. October 29th, 2020. My bad. All right, let me load up. Hang on, I want to see how fast Sombra goes into Invis now.
Gotta go.
Oh, that's very quick. That's actually very quick now.
Ay, te asusté.
Ooh. That's actually a pretty big buff. How fast she goes in Invis. But also, you don't get pulled out if you get shot at, right?
Catch you later.
That's actually a pretty substantial buff.
¿Qué onda?
I still stand by the fact that I don't think the Sombra change overall was better than what it was before. And is more fun and actually gives her a place in the game. But oh yeah, if I hack, I get pulled out of it. I don't actually even need to do a complete hack, actually. Wait a minute. If I fail my hack... Oh. So if you attempt the hack at all, it cancels it. Health packs too? Good question. Does not appear to be for health packs.
Hack complete.
Health packs, you still stay in Invis. Interesting.
Catch you later.
Interesting. I think that this is overall definitely a buff then for Sombra. It definitely changes the way you play Sombra though by a lot. Like I think this is the first time where I think like Sombra does really play differently now. This might make her better. This might make her a lot better actually. The more I think about it. Yeah, EMP cost going down by 10% is also massive. That's a big part of it as well. That's why, like, if it was just the invisibility changes versus the hack, I'd say it's probably like a 60-40 buff, like slight buff versus nerf. But the EMP change is why I think it's like, oh yeah, this is definitely gonna be better, for sure.